Before I became a Catholic, I had some Catholic friends on YouTube, and since becoming a Catholic, I feel that I've made more Catholic friends on YouTube, and still have some Protestant friends on YouTube. But to my Catholic friends and those in the Protestant world as well, because I have made friends with you and have talked with you about numerous things through emails and so forth, I owe you an explanation as to why I'm leaving the Catholic Church. Right away, there would be those who would say, well, it's because you finally realized their doctrines were wrong. Well, no, I hadn't found out that any of their doctrines are wrong. I have found out there's a lot of ignorant Protestants who don't take the time to study what the Catholic Church actually teaches, and all they do is parrot what others say. I found out there are Protestants who will purposely slander the Catholic Church for their own benefit, but I haven't found anything wrong with the Catholic doctrines or what they teach. For instance, calling our priest Father. I am well aware that Jesus used hyperbole on several occasions to actually point out the extreme. But yet there are those unlearned Protestants who apparently don't know what hyperbole is and find some sinister reason why we might want to call a priest Father when it is not like they said it is at all. Again, they're just unlearned Protestants who don't care to understand truth, I guess. It has nothing to do with Mary as to why I'm leaving the Catholic Church. In the times I've been to the church, no one has ever told me to worship Mary. I've never seen anybody worshiping Mary. Again, it's just unlearned Protestants who don't have the ability to think out of the box and read what the Catholic Church has to teach. There's nowhere in the teaching of the Catholic Church that says we worship Mary. We have a very high honor and respect for the Mother of Jesus Christ, as anyone should, but we don't worship Mary. Mary is co-redemptrist. A lot of people, will say, well, y'all make Mary redemption. Again, it's just unlearned Protestants who don't want to research or find out the truth, and then you have the Protestants who just particularly want to slander the Catholic Church over it. And all it simply means is that Mary participated in salvation history with God. You participated in your own salvation and had something to do with your redemption as well, whether you realize it or not, in that you said yes to God when He spoke to you about the sins in your life and needing Jesus as Lord. So you participated and became actually co-redemptress yourself as far as participating with God in your salvation. Nothing in the church's writing that says Mary saves. It's just that is she participated with God in salvation history. And that's what the Catholic Church means by it. It's not my responsibility or not my problem if Protestants can't understand that. Mary and the Immaculate Conception. I'm not leaving the Catholic Church because of Mary and the Immaculate Conception. I realized it had nothing to do with anyone but Mary. She needed a Savior. She said she needed a Savior, and she was saved. She was just saved in a different way than we are, but she was still saved by Christ. So it had nothing to do with me seeing anything wrong with the Immaculate Conception. It just had nothing to do with the doctrines of the Catholic Church. Again, I've studied them, and I agree with the doctrine of the Catholic Church. And I see where, again, Protestants just purposely slander the Catholic Church over them because it's money to a lot of them. It's fame to a lot of them. It's glory to a lot of them to slam the Catholic Church. And I see, again, ignorant Protestants who just, don't care to learn the truth. They'd just rather parrot what somebody else says than to do any research of their own. So, you can look at all these reasons. It has nothing to do with the teachings of the Catholic Church. Someone might say, well, maybe you're just getting tired of having to defend the many different lies and fraud perpetrated by people like Seventh-day Adventists and other people like Bible or Traditions or Tithe the Fifth or the One Will Come or whomever it be. No, I don't get tired of defending the Catholic Church over the fraudulent statements and the lies told by Seventh-day Adventists and Bible or Traditions or other people. In fact, it makes them look more like fools when I expose they're just outright lies and fraud, like with Veth and this a rabbinical curse, and different things. You just expose their fraud, and people say, well, they're really lying. They're really making up things about the church. Well, sure they are. But again, that's not the reason. Because of a lot of some Catholics might leave because of that, but not me. Um, the reason I'm leaving the Catholic Church, and I owe my friends the reason, is probably a reason that you would never thought of in 100 years. If I left this video open to comments and asked you to try to give me a reason why you think I'm leaving the Catholic Church, I doubt if anybody on YouTube would really understand the reason I'm leaving the Catholic Church. So to my Catholic friends, I have to apologize to you and tell you I'm sorry. But the reason I'm leaving the Catholic Church is because it's 12 o'clock, Mass is over, and it's time to go home and eat. Until next time, this has been Golly saying, God bless.